guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Sailor Moon Crystal Episode 2. So let's talk about this episode. It's all focused on Amy. Yes, a last episode review, I did try to do the Japanese names. Not gonna do it this episode. I pronounced Serena's name pretty badly. So I'm not gonna try that. I'm just gonna pronounce it by their American names. That's how I watched the show originally, so I'm gonna still continue with the American names. But maybe over time I'll try the Japanese, but I'm gonna stick with the American. And also Amy's name is pretty much the same name anyways for American and Japanese version. With this episode, we get to see Amy is a Sailor Scout. We know this if you've seen Sailor Moon before, but this is your first time seeing Sailor Moon. Amy is a very smart girl. Her parents are doctors, or her mother is a doctor. She wants to be a doctor. She gets hundreds on all her tests. And Serena wants to be her friend because Amy doesn't really have many friends, and she's a pretty smart girl, and Serena wants to be a smart girl. And we figure out that there's obviously the villain who's making this computer program to control people, especially Amy. And Serena finds out about this, and we discover during this whole scenario that Amy is a Sailor Scout, and she transforms for the first time, and Serena and Amy become best friends by the end of the episode. And also it does introduce a couple more powers in this episode for Sailor Moon, like her boomerang tiara, which I'll say looks a little bit more lethal in this version than it does in the 90s version of the anime, and especially the American version. And also we get to see the magic pen that she can transform in things into people. And we don't get to see that often as the show goes on. I remember that was kind of like a forgotten tool, but as the beginning of the series goes on, we will see her turn into people and disguise herself, especially in the Sailor Mars episode, which it will be the next episode, which is Sailor Mars. When I think about this episode, I know with this anime they're gonna skip the filler episodes, which I'm kind of upset about. I feel like I'm the minority, but I really did like the filler episodes. I thought they were fun episodes, which is something we kind of needed. But since the manga was going on at the same time with the anime, they are not gonna do the filler episodes. We're just gonna go Sailor Scout to Sailor Scout, which is gonna be a little weird because like Sailor V came in like episode 24. Now even Sailor Mars I think was like episode 6 or so, and the third episode's already gonna be Sailor Mars. So it seems like we're going to get introduced with all the Sailor Scouts episode by episode, which is kind of cool to see. I think with this episode, it really didn't change anything. This is definitely an episode that didn't have that many changes. I'm sure as the show goes on, there'll be more changes because I know the American version diverged from the original manga. And again, one change is there's not as many filler episodes, like any filler episodes. That's a big change. But with Amy's episodes, it's pretty much exactly the same, except obviously the animation. So let's talk about the transformation of Amy. I like the transformation of Amy. I think it's a little shorter. I actually think it's better than Sailor Moon's transformation because hers looks so lengthy. Her arms look gigantic. With Sailor Mercury, they have this like water scene in the beginning, which looked kind of cool. It's a little blurry, it felt, but it looked pretty cool. And I thought her transformation was pretty good for the new Sailor Moon Crystal, so I like that. And I think they made Sailor Mercury likable in this episode. I know she's probably the least liked Sailor Scout just because she's kind of boring. Her powers, bubble powers, are pretty boring, so we'll see as the show goes on what they'll do with her character, making her more interesting. But I know with the American version, people didn't love Sailor Mercury. But hopefully we get some love for Sailor Mercury as the show goes on. But pretty good episode. I liked it. I don't know if I'll say I liked it more than the first episode because they're pretty similar, but I feel like this diverged less from the original content that I saw as a kid. I think this was pretty much exactly the same except different animation. So yeah, I like the episode. Really looking forward to Sailor Mars. Really like her character. She's my second favorite Sailor Scout. So we'll see what happens next 2 weeks from now. I'll of course review Sailor Moon Crystal next 2 weeks, so that'll be episode 3. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought about the episode. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.